Good morning, it's Shirley here, and I want to talk to you about sexuality and manifestation. It has been a while since I talked about sexuality, and this Leo season is an amazing time to talk about sexuality. I've mentioned that before. We are very much attuned to fun, to joy and pleasure, to sacral chakra, also to the solar plexus. I don't think I mentioned that. The ego and the healthy ego is very much a Leo thing. And the sun thing, and of course the heart, so being aligned with our hearts is very important. And what I'd like to talk about is actually something that I'm going to take it from the perspective of people who have gone through sexual abuse or emotional abuse and have certain needs, emotional and sexual needs, that perhaps remained from there, or that they were taught something, and bring it from there. And you can take it, even if you haven't gone through abuse, to a place where you can enhance your own sexuality and enhance your manifestation of sex, of relationship, but any sort of manifestation, because clearing the vessel through which energy flows and the energy that flows within it is what brings you good manifestation in terms of energy and frequency. So for some people who've gone through abuse, whether in childhood or in relationship, or in childhood that got replayed in relationship, they find their sexual fantasies, sexual needs, bordering on needs to be abused, needs to reply sexually the relationship they had. For example, someone who pleasures them but then takes something for themselves and not considering them or their needs, not asking or negotiating that. This is not a BDSM setting where people negotiate things ahead, where they have need for a partner that they cannot trust, that they feel fear with. And again, I'm not talking about BDSM settings, that they find it difficult to enjoy a partner who respects them. So this is something that you can change. And the important thing is first to radically accept what you have, to radically accept, to radically admit that this is how your sexuality is constructed. To know that you are not in any way inviting abuse or guilty of abuse or even wanting abuse. It's just the way your brain is wired, because that's what you were taught. Whether in emotional relationship, you don't have to go through sexual abuse at home. Sometimes even a psychological, emotional relationship that is being played out in a sexual scene can touch on your libidinal centers, on your libido, and that's going to make you really excited, and you're going to feel like the sex is really good. This is also why some people say that in abusive relationships, sometimes they feel that the sex was great and they cannot find different sex elsewhere. So basically what I noticed, and I've been through some of it myself, is that during either your heart chakra is not healed, so you find it difficult to give and receive love, and that is something we working on being receptive. For example, putting a heart chakra crystal on your chest here, right between the boobies, and line with that, and practicing receptivity, practicing what comes up, and journaling your emotions. When you name your emotions, you tame the limbic system. This is where you go to upstairs brain, what Dan Siegel describes as upstairs brain. It calms down the downstairs brain. And pay attention to your solar plexus. So paying attention to your solar plexus and putting, for example, third eye stone, which I really like, the kunzite, but there are many even kyanite, blue kyanite or black kyanite can do the job, and some solar plexus crystal. Noticing how you feel in the heart center, noticing how you feel in the solar plexus. You should feel at ease. Look for ease. And the big one, I call it the tantric one. That's the sacral chakra. How do you feel underneath, underneath the belly button? Is your womb, if you have a womb, or your, genital centers, if you're if you have male reproductive system. So notice, how do you feel at ease? Try to relax this area and do conscious masturbating. Pay extra attention to feeling at ease. Ladies, if you need to squirt. Fellas, if you need